Alright, today's Friday. I'm just hanging out with baby and Sarah. But this is my cousin, Lucia. His back's kind of tight, you know what I mean? Been working out a little bit. We're just kind of chilling, watching Korean movies and whatnot. But one of the things I want to say is you have to learn how to take care of your body. And one of the things that I pride myself is foam rolling. But I call myself the human foam roller because I know what it's like to have tight muscles and it sucks. So this is something that I'm going to do. His lower back right here is super tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pinpoint the area that's tight, which is right here, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my elbow right here. And I'm going to pull his hip up and drive my elbow into that muscle. Now, you can only do it this tough because he can kind of handle the pain. But I'm going to loosen up his muscles so he can feel better. This is the kind of work that I like because I feel like recovery is like a big part of training. So if you're getting into like a lot of lifting, especially as a new lifter, and especially if you're an experienced lifter, definitely look into and start doing a lot of stretching and mobility. Find a massage therapist, find a good chiropractor, or like I said, if you know a friend or someone like me who can kind of like loosen up your muscles so you can feel better about your training and just in general, then do it. But definitely recovery is the most important thing when it comes to training, because if you get hurt, you're going to get weak. Always make sure you work on recovery, mobility, and stretching. Right, Lucia? Yeah. Does that hurt? But anyways, I'm going to continue loosening up the rest of his back. And me, Sarah, baby, and this guy are going to finish watching my favorite Korean drama movie. Woo! Yeah, so I'm here with the family. We're gonna be eating some food at Sonnie's restaurant. So say hi, guys. What's up? We'll get something to eat because we like to eat with the family, eat together. Woo, let's go. How is it, Sonnie?
Pretty good. Smoked everybody?
Smoked everybody? Shang the Tas. Texting while I'm driving. I'm about to go to jail for what I'm doing right now. Oh, and I got in an accident. No texting or videotaping yourself while driving, guys. Family time. So, people don't know this, but being happy, being around positive people, hanging out, it plays a big role in your mental health. And being around positive people helps you grow as a lifter, as a person, and if you have kids, as a parent. how we do it. Just kind of hanging out, forgetting about all of our problems and just singing the song, karaokeing. Birthday boy, chilling right there. So I just got back from Eau Claire, with Sonnie's birthday and, hanging out with the family and all. But I just want to say, as soon as we got back, right back to work, about to do some squats. One of the things I want to talk about is keeping powerlifting simple. I mean, I know there's a lot of things you could do, when it comes to powerlifting, different training programs, this and that. But to be honest, just think about the simplicity of powerlifting. There's a bench, squat, deadlift, and just work on those. And I'll kind of go more in depth into that a little bit more later, but that's kind of like the theme for this video. When it comes to training or when it comes to the lifts, just keep it simple. The simpler you keep it, the easier the lifting is. I mean, I do understand some people like to get, more specific training into the certain lifts, but if you're new or perhaps if you're not making any more gains, just think about powerlifting in a very simple way. What can I do to increase this lift? What is weak for this part? And work on it. Keep it simple. All right? Alright, so I just kind of want to talk a little bit about how I'm doing my training as of right now. So I'm thinking about trying to add in more days so I don't have 3 or 4 hour training days anymore. So as of right now on Sundays, because I'm an equipped lifter and a raw lifter, I kind of want to try to create a program where I can still stay strong, equipped, and raw, because one of the negative sides of being an equipped lifter is your raw lifts gets really weak, and then if you're vice versa. So right now I'm doing 2 squats a week, 2 bench a week, and 2 deadlifts a week. So Sunday would be today would be my knee wrap squats, to kind of make sure my equipped gains are still there. And on top of these days, because it's a knee wrap squat, I would do a lot of leg accessories like glute ham raises, box squats. Depending on how heavy I go on the squats or how beat up I feel based off of the squats, the accessories would be heavier or lighter depending on how it feels. So imagine today, I ended up squatting pretty heavy on knee wraps or on my knee wrap squats, but because I only ended up doing singles, I didn't feel too beat up. So this was my heavier leg accessory day. So I did glute ham raises with bands, heavier box squats, did some quads and ab work, just kind of do very bodybuilding type like workout, just to really just to make sure I don't have any weaknesses in my squat. And then Monday would be kind of like a band and bench press. One of the things that I like about the band and bench press is it helps me figure out what is wrong with my bench press technique or what needs to be worked. I know a lot of people like to use band for speed work and stuff like that, but I feel like speed work is important when it comes to the band and bench or when it comes to the bench press, but I feel like when you work on speed, you don't really want to choose a weight where it doesn't really challenge your technique. So whenever I do band and bench press or speed work in general, I always pick a weight that is challenging enough to challenge my technique, but not so heavy to the point where I'm getting overworked. So pretty much I would say a weight that's around 70% or maybe a little bit less, just depending on how the day feels. The speed work, in my opinion, is usually based off of how my chest feels or how the weight's moving, and I'll try to move that weight as fast as I can while challenging my technique. Then again, on top of this, because it's going to be a lighter day, a lot of my accessories will be heavier, like chest dips would be weighted, push-ups would be kind of weighted, things like that to kind of help out my bench press. So imagine if you have a weaker lockout, maybe you want to spend a little bit more time doing tricep work and things of that nature. And then on Tuesdays, I'm going to do my heavy raw sumo deadlifts. And since this is a back workout, of course, a lot of the accessories I'm going to do during this day would be back accessories, possible lockout workouts that kind of works out your glutes again. So on top of Sunday leg accessories, Tuesdays will be kind of like an added accessory day to kind of work on
the squats and the deadlifts in a way. So because the deadlifts will be heavier on this day, a lot of the accessories will be less weight. And then as of right now, Wednesday is a rest day. I kind of use that for my b-boy training. In case you guys don't know, I'm also a dancer. And then Thursday is my heavy squat and heavy raw bench days. Due to doing two heavy raw lifts in a single day, most of the time when I get to my accessories, I don't really have too much energy to perform those. So this is where I usually literally just kind of have fun with my accessories, kind of like go back to the bodybuilding days where I do high rep accessories like high rep body weight dips, high rep push-ups, high reps, leg presses and stuff like that, just to really work out the muscles, build the muscle, make sure I have, a little bit more support for, let's say, the squats or the bench, So I would say just kind of feel it based off of how tired you are, how many sets you want to do and what type of accessories that kind of works for you. And then either Friday or Saturday, depending on convenience, I would do another deadlift day. This is usually like my conventional deadlift day or like a deficit of some sort to kind of work different parts of my deadlift. I feel like conventional deadlifts has been helping out a lot with my sumo pulls because it helps strengthen the muscles and the movement of the sumo that doesn't get worked as much. And because the muscles or the movement in the sumos that don't get worked as much tend to be weaker when you do the sumos. It gets strengthened if you do the conventionals. Of course, this is all just kind of like bro science of what I kind of think what works, and I mean it tends to work. So give it a try. If it works for you, keep it. If it don't, then don't do conventional deadlifts along with your sumos. And of course, since this is my lighter deadlift day, a lot of the accessories I do will be heavier. Like my pull-ups will be weighted. Rack pulls will be a lot heavier than, let's say, on the Tuesdays. And that's just kind of how I have my training set up. Again, you want to keep the training program very simple. So again, I have um, a couple days for to help out my equipped gains, and then I have a couple of days set for my raw stuff. That way, I can kind of be a consistent lifter when it comes to the time when I got to go back into my squat suit and bench shirts. And then again, at the same time, I don't want to lose my raw strength anymore. So I kind of have to revolve my training around both of what I like to do. Again, if you're just a raw lifter, you don't have to worry about doing any equipped type workouts. So maybe let's say the Sunday and the Monday, you can kind of do a variation of the squat or variation on the bench press that you think might help out your raw bench. And that's pretty much how I have my workout set out right now. Just keep it very simple and just ask yourself, is the program that I'm doing right now going to help me achieve the goals of increasing my squat, bench, and deadlift? Is my technique off, or is this weak? And pretty much just write it down and figure out what works for you. A big part of training, in my opinion, or the funnest part of training, is the journey or figuring out what works for you, because everybody's a little different. And you really want to just go in the gym, learn technique from someone or watch YouTube videos and really just figure out which form works best for you, what cues work for you, what accessories work for you, and eventually you're just gonna keep getting better and better. The more open-minded you have when it comes to being in powerlifting, the more knowledge you have, and the better you're gonna grow as a
So I
lifter.
got invited to Faith's house. I'm gonna eat a little bit with the family. Just want to say, if you guys know what it's like to not eat before, starve a few days, you kind of just appreciate just having food and having people that cherish you, that want to enjoy food with you. So this is kind of like what we're having right now after we all got done training. Say hi, guys. Hello. So check it out. We got some gels, some sausages with some good food. There's some boiled chicken, some katsals, and some rice. But anyways, we're gonna enjoy this food. And again, everything when it comes to eating, for me, I'm gonna monitor how much I weigh tomorrow, and then I'm gonna keep track of everything I eat. If I'm over 146, then I kind of have to just control my portions a little bit. But when it comes to losing weight, it doesn't technically matter what you eat. It's all about how you portion control. But that's kind of how I do it. There's many different ways to lose weight, so just find out what works for you. Portion control works for me because I love to eat. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this meal with family. That's how we do it. Yeah. All right. See you later.